Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we will be reviewing the movie The Devil All the Time starring Robert Pattinson and Tom Holland. So this movie is about a young man who is devoted to protecting his loved ones in a town full of corruption and sinister characters.
This movie is a Netflix original and it just came out, so if you guys want to watch it, definitely go check it out. This movie was kind of pretty hyped up, actually. I don't know if you saw, not crazy hyped up, but I think Tom Holland's pretty hyped up right now. People really like him, obviously from Spider-Man, and I think people just like him in general, though.
Yeah, I like Tom Holland.
Well, you think he's cute, but
I just nodded.
It was pretty hyped up, I think, and obviously Robert Pattinson, a lot of people have been hyping him up too a little bit because of Batman coming out. People are just saying he's been doing really good in his movies. Like, he hasn't really been in any mainstream stuff. It's been more like indie and smaller things, but they've been really good and he's done really good. So I feel like pairing them two, people were really hyped for this movie.
So I thought Robert Pattinson was very irrelevant. I didn't know he was in any movies since.
Well, that's because he hasn't been in any big movies. Twilight
Yeah.
was huge, obviously, and he was a big deal. But everything else has been pretty low-key, unless you're really into movies or watching stuff, because critics, I think, have been loving his films.
So I think this film is very religious, just based off of the whole movie as it is, like the setting, how they think.
Well, it's definitely based. A lot of it has religious tones to it, but I don't think it's religious in the sense like it's promoting it. I feel like it's almost going against it, only because, you know, the people that are in these powers in the religion are bad.
Yeah. And the night we watched this, I was trying to go to sleep and my mind just races at night, and I couldn't figure out why it was called The Devil All the Time. But then I got to thinking, and I was like, because at first I didn't understand it, but then I was like, wait, it must be no matter what character they are on, they are evil, rather than just the devil. Because normally when the titles have devil in it, there's usually the devil in it. But I think it's the characters.
Yeah, well, I think the devil just represented is like bad people.
Yeah.
Things being bad. But the thing about this movie, though, for me, is it's slow for me.
Yeah, it was kind of slow, but I still enjoyed it. Normally I don't like slow films, but this one I enjoyed. But I feel like I really only enjoyed this film because Tom Holland was in it. And like,
so it's not a good film then.
Well, I don't know, because I'm being biased. Because watching the whole film, I'm like, when is Tom Holland coming in it? When is he coming in it? Oh, that must be Tom Holland. Oh, he's finally here.
Yeah, I feel like that's not a good film then. Because for me, I love Leonardo DiCaprio, but he doesn't make the movie good to me just because he's in it. Like, it needs to be a good movie as well.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't that great of a movie, but when he got in it, not just because he was in it, but the whole plot line it got better.
Well, once he got in it, it really started moving more. I don't know. To me, it was just pretty slow, but it still kept you engaged, I guess. Because, even though it was slow, things would happen that was, like, kind of crazy.
Yeah.
That you were, like, into it again. But then I feel like eventually you kind of fell off again, kind of slow, and then something happens, you're into it again. Like, that's how I felt the whole time.
Yeah. But if you do watch this movie, just know that it's a little gruesome. It's a little much.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
just keep an open mind when you're watching it, because there are some parts where you're like, oh, I can't look. And there's just some parts like, wow, like, why would they show that?
Yeah, some parts were crazy. The one thing that was weird to me was, actually, I didn't like Robert Pattinson in this.
Yeah, me neither, because for one, he's not how I remember it, and two, he just looked weird.
Well, no, I don't care. Like, I don't want him to be like Twilight, Robert Pattinson, but my thing is, I didn't like his voice. I hate how he made his voice. It
didn't sound like him at all.
Well, it's not supposed to sound like him at all. Tom Holland didn't sound like Tom Holland. He had a country southern voice.
Well, it still sounded like his voice, though.
Oakley, what are you doing? Yeah, the way his voice was just so weird to me. Like, it just didn't fit to me. His voice was so different than everybody else.
It was kind of high-pitched and...
Well, that, but also just even the accent alone was like... I just feel like it wasn't an actual accent. Like, it sounded like multiple things together. And... yeah, and it was also high and, like... I don't know, it was weird. Yeah, acting-wise, he was fine. It's just his voice. I feel like he needed to... and I don't know, maybe he did take classes. But if he did... it wasn't good. But like Tom Holland was really good because his accent sounded legit.
Like he said, he did do a good job at acting, but I do not condone his actions in the film, like his character roles. But yeah, I think this is a one-time watch. I don't think I would watch it again or really recommend it to anybody because of all of the little pieces that played in the film. Even though it wasn't really a hard to watch film, it was still kind of hard to watch, if that makes sense. And this isn't a film that I would recommend to somebody because,
I'd recommend it.
well, just because of the aspects that got put into it.
I feel like this movie, you should watch it just because it is a bigger movie, like we were saying, and it wasn't a bad movie. I thought it was pretty good. Nothing crazy. I think I was personally a little let down, only because I seen a little bit of hype for it. So then I'm like, okay, this must be a big movie. They got 2 people in there that I feel like are good actors, and again, they got some hype around them. But I don't know, it wasn't for me fully for some reason. I feel like it does show what it's like back in the day with like religion.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this was like the 50s or 60s. It had to be somewhere around there. But I feel like since religion was really prominent back then, like I feel like religion a lot of times was what connected everybody together. It's like everybody went to church, everybody, like for the most part. And that's what happened in this film. Like everybody was connected through religion, I feel like.
Yeah.
And there was like a downfall through that. And it affected like generations because it was just a crazy film, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But it lacked something. I'm not sure what it was.
It needed more of something, like, to get, like, you really on board with the movie.
Yeah, I feel like there was highs, but there was a lot of lows. But the highs were really good because because they were crazy. So it made you like, whoa, what's going on? Like, what's happening? Yeah, but I like Tom Holland's character because he was the only sane. But he was the only sane person to me. And he was the one that was, like, finding everything out. All the corrupt stuff, he was, like, figuring it out.
And he took his time. He didn't, like, he gave all of his time to take the time to figure everything out.
Yeah.
Rather than just going straight up and being like, you did this, why? He actually took the time to actually get to know the facts, basically.
Yeah, so that's probably gonna be it for the review. So let's get to our ratings.
I would give this a 73. It wasn't a great movie, but it wasn't a bad movie. But just for all the reasons that I've said before, that's what played into my score.
I'd probably give this movie like a 70. Yeah, it was good. It was just missing something. And like I said, I didn't like Robert Pattinson's accent, and I feel like there was a lot of slow moments in the film that probably brought it down for me. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like. We appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below your thoughts. Did you find his accent to be weird? Did you find the movie to be a little slow? Did you enjoy the whole thing? Maybe it was a really good movie in your guys' opinion. Anyways, let us know down below. But my name's Matt.
My name's Nicole.
And we'll catch you next time.